Yes. Oh my gosh! Look at these labels!
So in February of 2020, I uploaded my first video about making soy sauce at home. And so it's been 18 months of having that dream of making my own shoyu. And here we are, finally done. Ups and downs along the way. I've conquered all the hurdles and we have a finished project. Cheers. So you might have already been following along for this saga of me gathering all the equipment and all the failures along the way. But if you haven't seen any of that, check out the playlist that's going to be at a link above me or in the description down below, and you can see all the videos I've made about everything I've had to do to get to this point where I needed to finish the soy sauce. So where we left off last time I showed you the soy sauce is we were just fermenting on a counter, and this thing sat for 6 months. At this point, the mixture is known as a Moromi. And all we have to do is press it, squeeze all the liquid out, strain it, and bottle it. So I actually already have kind of a fruit press. Someone had given me a woodworking vise, and I was like, oh, I can just use some scrap wood and put a press together. And I used it for making cider a number of years ago. So I need to go look in my shed and see if it still works and it's put together, and then see if I can use that to press this sauce. All right, so I already had this cider set up where I have an old bench vise for doing woodworking, and I have this stock pot that I just drilled a bunch of holes in, and I put this wooden follower inside of there and I push it down with this vise and it squeezes stuff out and it goes into this pan. And this pan has a little hole in it, and so I need to modify this all to make it work better, because when you push down with this vise, it lifts up. So I need to put a piece of wood underneath. I was clamping this down before to the table and that didn't work well. So I need to put a piece of wood underneath that the pan and the pot can sit on. And then I obviously need to scrub all the spider gook off of it, because this has been sitting in my garage for a couple of years since the last time I made cider. And then also this hole would just drip, so I need to hot glue like a funnel on here so that way I can collect things easier. But I had already made this part and I just need to modify it, so this should be quick. Let's do it. This soy sauce is finally ready to be pressed and bottled. So it's looking really good. It's got the right consistency. It smells really sweet and floral. And all I have to do is put it in my homemade press and get all the good stuff out, and then we're ready to bottle. All right, here's my elaborate setup. I've got my catcher down there, homemade colander, and a fresh pillowcase that we're sacrificing to the Shoyu gods. So here we go. What a sound. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's like a caramel and vanilla smell almost. It's pretty wild. All right, we're gonna get all the goodness out of this jar. So that's months and months of flavor brewing up in there. So I'm gonna use one of these rubber spatulas and just make sure we get everything out. I did add some more cold water back into here to account for what I lost during the fermentation process, but I actually lost very little. So that's pretty interesting. So this is inside here. I just got that done. So we're gonna take this and fold it over. You can see when I push, some of that starts coming out already. And we're gonna place the follower down in there, and you see, yeah, look at that. I should have thought ahead and gotten this into the press. Now that I have liquid sitting in there, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. We're gonna lower this down on into here. Okay, so we got our bucket and we've already collected some of the shoyu. Okay, so we twist this follower. You can see it starts to press out that shoyu from the beans. So the mixture in there is called Moromi. That's what all of that that's been fermented is called. You can see it's really pressing some of that pillowcase out the side there. And it's kind of pulling the whole container with it. So I'm gonna leave it under pressure like that for a minute, and then maybe we'll adjust it and get it all recentered. But you can see it's slowly starting to seep out, and if I tilt this down, it starts coming out our funnel down here. All right, so we got all that sauce pressed out, and it's in this pitcher, and we are just shy of 2 quarts or 2 liters. Like, it's more like 2 quarts and a little less than 2 liters. So now what I want to do is, there's still like little bits and flakes of stuff, a little bit of sediment in there. So I'm going to pass it through some cheesecloth and a fine mesh strainer, and then we're going to be ready to bottle. All right, so now we're all done straining, and mostly what was left behind is some of the husk of the wheat. So it's a good thing I did do the cheesecloth, because you wouldn't want some wheat husk while you're eating soy sauce. All right, I found, these are just soy sauce. I literally typed in soy sauce bottle on Amazon, and I found these. And what's great is they even have the little lip thing, so that way you can have it function just like a real soy sauce bottle would. So let's bottle it up. I sanitized all of these bottles with Star San, and this is just a home brewing bottle tree. You can find all that stuff, Google it, you'll figure it out. Go to your local homebrew supply actually, and check out to see if they have that stuff first, because support small businesses. Mine is Bell's General Stores, where I probably got this bottle tree. Again, I got these off Amazon. All right, so it's all done and bottled. My yield is 10 5-ounce bottles, and it's pretty interesting. It's kind of clear, but a little bit cloudy, and it's a very light color. I think it's lighter than other soy sauces, but I am not totally done yet. We got to add a label, and then of course we need to do some tasting. So we need to taste it with some other sauces, as well as on some food. But before we do that, it's stable, it's at a point, I did it, I did the thing, I made the soy sauce, it's done. So we are going to have celebratory whiskey. Let me crack into this bad boy. I've been saving it until this is done. My daughter's doing a celebration dance over there for me. Let's come over here, show us your celebration dance. Are you excited that I'm done making all this too? Let's see your celebration dance. All right. You don't have a beverage because you can't have this. I'll just, here. You take this.
Why?
Cheers me. I'm done. Yay! So yeah, I'm so happy.
Salty.
Well, it's supposed to be salty. It's soy sauce. So she had a little taste with me when we were still pressing it, and it's very sweet and very salty. And it's very salty, like you'd imagine for soy sauce. I mean, it's literally made in salt water, but it's also very sweet and like caramel and vanilla flavors. It's really good. I'm curious to see how it tastes against other sauces and what's different, if it's more nuanced, if it's lighter, what. And I'm really curious to cook with it and use it. I'm fascinated how this stands up to a more commercial product. All right, so now what we gotta do is make a label and try it. So let's do it. All right, so I just designed a label. These are just 2-inch by 4-inch labels for these 5-ounce bottles I found on Amazon. And we're gonna just stick them on and get these things labeled up. All right, so I think my wife's gonna be really happy that I'm finally done with this. She's hated this being on our kitchen counter for the last 6 months. So I'm gonna call her down here and surprise her with this being done. Hey, can you come down here? I wanna show you something. Okay, I'll see you in a second. So I've been busy.
Yes. Oh my gosh! Look at these labels!
Are you so excited that this is finally off your kitchen counter?
Yeah, it was pretty gross. Can I smell it? Can I open it? Or should?
Well, these are for other people. Here. We'll have this one will be for us. Take a whiff.
Oh my gosh. It smells like soy sauce.
I made soy sauce. Of course it does.
I was concerned. When you ferment things, you never know. That smells delicious.
Let's get some sushi and try it.
Perfect.
All right. Okay, so we're here. We got sushi. We tried to order it yesterday, so there's a clothes change thing. Our favorite sushi place was closed, so we're here. We're gonna try everything. So I've got a kikuman soy sauce, a Target brand, which I did not buy. You bought that, so don't blame me for that. And then mine. Now you can see right off the bat how much lighter mine is. We'll keep it in the same order. And they say that if I put mine in the sun, it'll darken up. But they all kind of have kind of the same yellowy orange hue. I think first let's just try them next to each other. Someone just...
Oh, with our fingies? Mm-hmm. Okay, well I'm going to try yours first. That's really good.
That one is much saltier than this one.
Yeah, that's way different.
Okay, so this one's definitely unique. The one I made is very unique. It has a lot more like floral, herby stuff going on than either of them.
I need a palate cleanser.
Yeah, we should just dip the sushi and eat the sushi.
Yeah, great.
So let's just try that.
Salmon first?
Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, I think, so mine stands up though. It tastes like a soy sauce.
Oh, it's amazing.
Compared to the other ones.
I can't even wait. Oh, hold on, I'll give you. Oh, we can share this.
I'm actually going to do the kikuman first because I know I love that one.
Oh, water.
Oh no, sushi foul. I gotta say, I like mine the best.
I mean, I didn't try those ones, but I like that too because it's not as salty as the other ones.
It's not crazy salty, but there's
a sweetness to it.
There's like a nuance going on. Here, try it with this one and see if you like it a little better. I'm not trying to just be like, oh, I made mine better, but I don't know. Maybe it's the kind of wheat I used, but I like the one I made. I wonder if this one I'll need to add more of when I cook with it because it's not as salty. And if like this is just like a better dipping one.
That's much better than the other ones.
It's like more nuanced. Mm-hmm. The other ones are kind of like just salty.
Well, now I understand that those just taste like salt.
Yeah.
Like tasting this one makes me realize that there can be nuance.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy with this product.
High five! This is my favorite fermented item that you have ever made.
Well, so the book right behind you shows the next thing I'm going to make that I'm going to ferment.
Miso?
And then we'll have tahini and miso to try after I make that.
Awesome. I'm actually excited about those ones. The other one's frightening. This one, Rachel approved.
Thank you so much for watching along with me on this journey. I hope you were entertained or you learned something. And speaking of which, if you were entertained or learned something and you want to buy me a coffee to say thanks or to give me a tip, I started a Ko-fi account, which I think is supposed to be pronounced coffee, and it's just a tip jar. So if you want to head over there, there'll be a link down below where you can buy me a coffee or contribute to my next bottle of whiskey, and I'd appreciate anything you want to put in there. As far as what's next, make sure you're subscribed because we're going to do more stuff with Shoyu very shortly. And I've been working on a fermentation time-lapse controller. So more on that to come. Till next time, cheers.